Okay, first of all, what I did is to collect some observations and clues. Number one,
Wood Mansion, chaos reigned. Mrs.
First, we know that the woman was killed at from 9:30 to 10 p.m.
Be tried. We have two theories. The theory number one is that the mother is the murderer, because
yes, but is there enough evidence?
It was useful information, it would be mentioned.
Yes.
There was no drug in it. There is
That's
not
my
drug.
idea.
I'm going to tell you why it is useful information, because if they would mention it, then we know that the maid was telling the truth and she didn't lie. And if she tells the truth, then she's not an accomplice. But they didn't mention it, so she was telling a lie, and he probably got her a glass of water.
Okay, all in all, do you think that there is enough evidence to find out the murderer? No. So this is a mystery.
Inside Maplewood Mansion, chaos reigned. Mrs. Eleanor Knight was found dead in her bedroom, stabbed in the chest. The police say it happened between 9:30 and 10 p.m. The maid discovered her body at 10:15, and the scene was chilling. Broken glass, an open window despite the cold, and muddy footprints leading away.
The maid recalled a tense moment earlier that evening. Eleanor had asked if the alarm system was working and insisted on being alone. Then there's the burned letter found in the fireplace, a warning from someone named R filled with threats of betrayal. And what about Robert, Eleanor's nephew? He claims he was in the library, oblivious to the horror unfolding upstairs while his mother was seen heading to Eleanor's room just before the murder.
Family ties, secrets, and a mansion that was once a home now turned into a nightmare. Who could have done this? The truth is lurking in the shadows of Maplewood.
Okay, first of all, what I did is to collect some observations and clues. Number one, we have some clues and observations. Time of death, it was 9:30 to 10 p.m. Then the cause of death was stabbed in the chest with a sharp object. The weapon is missed. Place of murder, the bedroom. Muddy footprints from the hallway, the window to the hallway. These are some observations. And we have a broken glass of water that indicates a possible fight or sudden event. An open window despite the cold weather. The unbroken windows. And there was a letter halfway burned, which indicates the threat for Mrs. Knight. These are observations. Okay, what I did is to collect all the suspects. Number one is the maid. Okay, so the maid found the body at 10:15 p.m. and brought tea at 9 p.m. She noticed Mrs. Knight was nervous. She reported nothing was unusual except Mrs. Knight was asking about the alarm system. She claimed no signs of forced entry. The suspect is someone close to Mr. Knight. This is about the maid. Let's move to Robert. Who is Robert? Is her nephew. He was in the library at the time of the murder. He said that his aunt deprived the family from the will. The statement, "Fortunately, I wasn't involved," is reportedly or noteworthy. He didn't care of the will. He didn't care. He said she deprived all the family and the money or the will would go to charity. Let's move to Mrs. Knight's sister. Was furious when she knew about the will that would go for the charity. Went upstairs around 9:30 to talk to Mrs. Knight. Harris, the gardener. He was seen outside at 9 p.m. Asked for money and Mrs. Knight refused. This refusal established a motive to possible violence. So he is a suspect and he could be guilty. And the burn letter, it's full of threats. Okay, if we just gather these clues and evidence, where do or does this evidence lead us? You said perhaps a gardener, perhaps Mrs. Knight's sister, and you didn't accuse the maid, Linda. Why not? Perhaps all of these were lies. Perhaps she helped the murderer enter the mansion.
Yeah, but that's impossible.
Why is it?
Because the mother entered at 9:30 p.m. and after the police investigated, they discovered that the maid only went at 9 p.m.
They didn't discover. She told them.
We can't say something else because we have only these clues and
We are investigating.
Yes, but the only information we have is these.
Yes.
It's based
But
on these
is there enough evidence for this murderer?
No, teacher.
No. So we are just trying to
There
Sure.
is, for example, ADN or something like that. Like
DNA.
Yes, and yeah, maybe.
Yes,
but-
this is what the police need to know about.
Teacher, if a professional investigator went with only these clues, he couldn't have found enough evidence to accuse someone. So he had to follow his hunch to try to figure out who is the murderer.
Okay.
For our case study, we tried to think of every variable for our chosen murderer, and we just came up with the idea and that they were all lying because, as I told you, every single one of them told a lie. So why would they lie if they weren't accomplices? So that's what led us to.
Yes,
they were all-
this is a theory. This is an idea.
Why are we saying that the maid was lying? A glass of water can be in a room casually.
But the maid should have brought that glass of water.
She brought a cup of tea and the glass of water was.
So why
in
didn't they
in
find
the
the
room.
cup?
Who told
Why?
you they didn't find the cup of tea? Who told you?
The clues.
They said we found a broken water glass. glass water.
If they told us about water, why wouldn't they tell us about tea?
No, no, no.
That's
It,
a
it, it didn't, they
misinformation.
didn't say about the. Yes, she's right. Every room, we have a glass of water because when we get thirsty, we don't go to the kitchen.
Teacher,
We just
but,
drink water.
the-
Perhaps there is a glass of water. The glass of water, which was broken, indicates there was a fight.
Teacher, but even a simple-minded officer, when the maid tells him that she brought a cup of tea into another's room, they just go and see if the cup of tea was in her room. If
They didn't mention it.
yes, teacher, but the maid said that she brought a cup of tea. Why didn't the police went and investigated about?
Yeah, because they found
Yes.
the glass of tea, the cup of
glass-
tea.
No,
Because they
they
found it. They didn't mention it because they found it.
Why didn't they tell us?
They can't. They can't.
No, it is a useful information
If that was-
because we would have known that the maid was telling the truth.
If it was used.
I think it's a case. It's a Safa's case and Ru'ay's case.
If the
What about you?
The cup of tea was useful information, it would be mentioned.
Yes.
There was no
It-
drug in it. There is
That's
not
my
drug.
idea.
I'm going to tell you why it is useful information because if they would mention it, then we know that the maid was telling the truth and she didn't lie. And if she tells the truth, then she's not an accomplice. But they didn't mention it, so she was telling a lie, and he probably got her a glass of water.
Okay, all in all, do you think that there is enough evidence to find out the murderer? No. So this is a mystery. Just to let us
To make
think
our hunch.
and collect evidence or collect the clues and looking at the observations mentioned in this paperwork.
And it's almost impossible to figure out who's the murderer and with a piece of paper.
Yes, sure.
And we teacher also the bodies, the methodologist.
Legislative.
Yes,
Doctor.
And we needed like to figure out if the knife the sharp object that
It was missing.
Yes, it was missing. Even though if we looked at the body, if like if it was a deep wound, like she was, that means it was from the heart, that someone hated her, like the mother. She could have done it, like the gardener. He could have done it because they said he was angry. The nephew, he was lying, so he had a motive. The maid, she was lying, so she had a motive.
Well, the nephew, who told you that he was lying?
Here, clue number 4. My mother was furious, she felt betrayed, but I didn't care. I loved Aunt Eleanor. I was in the library last night reading. I didn't hear anything. So when...
And what did
when
he
you-
say? He said, fortunately, I wasn't involved.
And I went for... And I will
This is
never do it
statement.
again.
It's not a direct evidence for guilt,
Yes.
but why did he say that?
Teacher, yes.
Why did he say
Teacher,
that?
look what he said.
He said,
Fortunately, I wasn't involved. I will never do it again
Yeah.
if you think I did something wrong.
Did what?
And he was the only person trying to say, no, I didn't do it, I didn't do it. Unlike the others, he said, I love Aunt Eleanor. Fortunately, I wasn't involved. I will never do it again. These are all fire signs that say he was involved.
lying about what?
Lying. He lied and
Okay,
said he
let's
didn't
stop
do anything.
here. Yes, this is a mystery. We can't.
Teacher, but
We can't-
I'm not talking about who killed. Like, there are evidence, useless evidence, as you mentioned. For example, I didn't hear anything. He just screaming is not the conversation. And when you stab a person, the first thing she will do is not scream.
Why?
Because that's just
She wouldn't hurt. She would say poetry. No, she would scream. Why? Are we in ancient times? When someone stabs someone, he would say poetry.
They're right. They're right. Yeah, they're right because you can't scream when you are stabbed in the chest. Perhaps they just put their hands on their mouth. Perhaps they.
So when you pinch someone, he's
No, not in front of you. What if they are behind him and he stabbed
It's
on her
different
chest?
from stabbing someone.
So why?
Killing someone.
That's not. Why would the son like betray?
Okay,
his
thank
mother?
you very much. It was a nice job. Very good. Would you like another case next time or no?
Yes.
Start another one.
Yes.
Good. Okay, we'll see another case. It's not this. Okay, we start in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, inshallah. Let's start investigating in the first this case, the first study. Loa, you can start. What you have as evidence?
First, we know that the woman was killed at from 9:30 to 10 p.m. We think that the one who killed her wasn't one. We think they are all accomplices. So let's start with the maid. She was the first one to go to her room at 9 p.m. We see here that the maid went to Eleanor's bedroom where she said that she gave her a glass of tea.
Give her.
But the police didn't find tea. They found a broken glass of water. So we know that the maid was lying.
Okay, good.
The second thing, we know that the gardener was outside. We also saw that he was angry because Eleanor didn't want to give him the money. And we know that the nephew at 9 p.m. it was unknown, but he told us after that he was in the library, which is pretty quiet. So he said he only heard the maid screaming at 10:15 when she found out that Eleanor was murdered. We have also here the victim Eleanor at night, time of murder 9:30 to 10 p.m. Body was found by maid. We have here the evidence. And
Can you read the evidence?
yes, broken glass of water was near the nightstand. It fell off. The window was wide open, but it was cold. So why would she open the window while it was cold? So we concluded that the murderer entered from the window. Muddy footprints led from the window to the hall. but no forced entry. That's when we figured out that we knew from clue, I think, number 3, that the mother was in with Eleanor at 9:30, which concluded everything. That's now why I'm going to tell you that they were all accomplices. The nephew, he had accessibility to disarm the alarm, so that's what he did. On that time, before that, the maid at 9 p.m. took the glass of water, which he lied and said it was tea, to Eleanor, but and it has a drug or something to make her numb, not able to speak or talk. So Eleanor didn't drink the water because they said it was broken. We have also the nephew. The nephew, we know it was in the library, but he lied as well because we concluded that he was the one disarming the alarm. The gardener, he was outside, so he was the one who entered through the window, while the mother at 9:30 p.m. was with Eleanor in her bedroom discussing the will, because Eleanor wanted to donate all the money, most of it, to the charity. So while she was distracting Eleanor, who was in her bedroom, the gardener entered through the window because they found the window broken glass, and while the nephew disarmed the alarm, so no voices could be heard.
But why did he disarm the alarm? Why?
Because
What for? If all
no.
the evidence...
Yeah.
Okay, carry on.
Because if the alarm went to
Went
went
off?
the police would come.
But what is the relationship between the alarm and the murder?
Yes, because when he gone through the broken glass, if the alarm wasn't disarmed, the police would come immediately, at least 3 minutes, and they would know that the
How do
murder.
we know?
Because of the alarm. That's what the alarm is for. If anyone broke into the house, the alarm goes on, the police comes to the
Yes,
house
but
immediately.
Nothing. Is there any evidence to show that they broke into the house?
Yes, the
What's the
window was
evidence?
broken, and the garden was
The
outside.
door? What window was broken?
The window that they in the Eleanor's room.
No, was there any broken glass?
Yes,
No.
they found the window broken.
Where is it? Where is it?
Just look at the proof.
What was it?
They-
We say no evidence of breaking into the house.
Yes, but they
And
found
the
broken glass and the window was
Broken
open.
glass, it's not about the broken glass. Glass
No, I meant the window was open.
was open, was
So-
wide open,
When-
so he could enter through that window.
Yes, and probably the mother opened it, so the gardener could enter and stab
The murderer.
the murderer or the gardener stabbed Eleanor
Okay.
with a sharp object that was identified at that
Okay,
time.
so we don't need the system alarm. Okay, she was relying on the system alarm, and perhaps it went off.
Yeah.
Perhaps it was still
No,
on.
but we know the nephew did it because in the clue they said the alarm was weirdly disarmed. So that was led us to the nephew disarmed the alarm.
Okay, it's a point of view.
And we know he lied because if he was in the library and he said he only heard the scream of the mate because on 10:15 because of the body, we know that it was impossible. He could have heard at least a scream from the victim. She was stabbed in the chest with a sharp object. He could have heard the fighting between the mother and Eleanor for the will. So we were sure that he was lying. So that's what we've got. They were all
Perhaps the
accomplices.
library is far away from her room. He couldn't hear
So how could he hear the scream?
It's a scream.
Yeah, but he also should have heard the scream of the victim.
Yes, perhaps.
Yes.
It could be. It might be.
So, teacher, when you go through a body and you scream, it's not like when you were stabbed in the chest. It should have been way more. So this is what we got. Eleanor was in her bedroom. We know she's the victim. Gardner was outside. Was the one who went through the window and stalked her. The mother was there to distract the Eleanor, so he could go and stab her. The nephew was the one who disarmed the alarm. The maid with the because of the broken glass. So I think the drug or the thing that she put in the water didn't work.
Okay.
That's
This
it.
is your investigation. Very good.
Yes.
Okay. Good job. Very good.
Thank you, teacher.
You're welcome. Very good. Okay. Group 2. Okay. Collect your evidence and come to group 2. You stick your evidence and explain your investigation. Okay. So.
First of all, we know that the murder happened from 9:13 p.m. until 10 p.m. We know that Linda, the mom, was served the coffee at served a cup of tea at 9 p.m. And then she come back. She comes back at 10 p.m. So she's innocent.
At 10 or 10:15?
10:15.
Yes, 10:15.
10:15 p.m. Then she's innocent. She doesn't have any. She.
Okay, between 9 p.m. it means the period of 1 hour and 15 minutes. She didn't know what was happening in Mr. Knight's room.
Yes.
Good. Okay.
And until she find the body, the dead body at 10:15, I think.
Yeah, 10:15 or 10:15. Yes.
We know that, we know that the garden, Mr. Harris, was outside at 9 p.m. He could, and the mother the mother was upstairs. She goes upstairs at 9:13 to talk to the
30.
at 9:30 to talk to the aunt.
To her sister.
To her sister, yes. But we know that the mother was furious about the sister's decision about because she wanted to do charity with the most of the year, the will. So I think we think that the mother could be the suspect because she wanted the money.
It's a financial loss for her.
Yes, it's financial loss. From the letter, we've
Concluded.
we've concluded that the writer of the letter was betrayed, and also the mother said that I was betrayed. We have two theories. The theory number one is that the mother is the murderer, because the timing was from 9:13 to 10:30 to 10:30.
15.
10:15 p.m. From the letter, the letter in the letter was written that the writer of the letter would have been loyal, and then they started to treated him like a stranger, and also the mother said that she was betrayed. She was betrayed. And because of the money, the will that the mother wanted the will, she worked it on all her life, and she felt furious about the aunt's decision. So we think that the scenario can goes like the mother, she goes upstairs, she locks the door to talk to her sister, then the tension goes up in the discussion.
A fit of rage.
Fit of rage. A fight started, and she tapped her on the chest and killed her. And then we have theory number 2. It is a plain crime between the mother and the gardener. The principal suspect is the mother with the gardener. The sister goes out upstairs at 9:13 p.m. and locked the door to make a diversion to the rest of the members of the family. She was talking to her, and then she opened the window. The gardener came from the garden came into the room through the window. And he let his muddy footprints, and then he killed her. Then immediately he ran away, and also the mother ran away from the window because they said the door was still locked.
But they said from the footprints, the muddy footprints were from the window to the hallway.
To the door.
To the door, the hallway. So
it can be the mother. It can be the mother. She goes to the gardener, and then he gave her the tools. He gave her the tools to kill the idiot. She came out from the outside, and then she killed her sister because of the money. Then they think that if they kill their sister, the mother could have the will back, and she could give some to the gardener.
okay, because she refused to give him money. Okay, this is the investigation. So what's the conclusion? The murderer either is Mrs. Knight's sister or the gardener,
Yeah.
not Robert.
No, teacher. Either the mother alone or the gardener with the mother.
But who
Collaboration.
stabbed her? Who stabbed her?
The gardener.
Okay, the gardener who stabbed her.
We have two theories. The theory number 1, the mother killed.
The mother
was the
on
killer.
her own
On her own.
or with the help of the gardener.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Good job. Okay, Noel, you
I
have something?
think in theory number 1, G2 case study, where the mother stabbed Eleanor is impossible. First, because of the muddy footprints, and because after I communicated with Safa from G2, she said that Sarah forgot to say that the mother came through the window, but that explanation is also impossible because we know that the mother entered Eleanor's room at 9:30 p.m. from the door, not from the window.
Okay,
So
it's
So what?
She came from outside.
She came from outside to the room, and then she killed her.
What?
She ran away through the
So
window.
why did they tell us that the mother went
upstairs.
upstairs?
Yes, she comes from outside. She went upstairs. She went upstairs to the room, and then she killed
But
her.
if
So
went
she didn't
upstairs-
enter from the window.
No, she didn't.
Teacher,
enter.
but,
She ran away from the window.
Okay.
but that they should have said that the mud was also on the stairs that took upstairs, the hallway, and Eleanor's room. But they didn't say that. They said it was only in the hallway and
The window. The muddy footprints.
The theory number 1 is impossible. Theory number 2, I may agree.
No, theory number 1 is possible because she said she went upstairs and she perhaps there was a struggle with her sister,
Yes,
and
you said
in a
that.
fit of rage, she just stabbed her. There was something sharp, and she took it and stabbed her in the chest.
But
Yes, Safa.
In panic, she ran away from the window. She left the window wide open.
Okay, would you repeat, please? Window.
In panic, she ran away from the window and she left the window wide open. This is what.
But,
Yes, perhaps. Yeah.
But
But
Even
what
even
about?
the alarm system and the alarm system. Why did she turn the alarm system? Because
All the
the
members-
letter, it was the threatening letter, and she thought that the killer was coming from outside, but all of the suspects were at the house.
Okay,
The window
inside.
was- The window was open, not broken, so the system won't be turned on.
Okay,
no,
good.
but they
But
said, look, in clue number 2, I remember that night clearly. I bought Mrs. Knight her tea. I brought Mrs. Knight her tea at